Hello and welcome to This Car Pod.
I'm Filippo.
I'm Crazy Nick.
I'm Doug. Nick, stand up. Stand up. Show us what you're wearing today. What is this, Nick, that you have here for us?
Someone sent us some beautiful swag, which I'm a large, usually medium on the shorts, but whatever you would like. But the Fast and the Furious exhibit is coming to the Peterson. I assume that's why it was sent to us. And like,
show us
look
the
at this
pants
strap.
again. Show us the pants
the
again.
The pants, they say...
The pants say Fast and Furious
Pockets
all over.
ain't empty.
At some point it says pockets ain't empty, which is, of course, the famous line from Fast 2, which is our favorite, Filippo's and mine.
Yeah, there's something.
They're really something. You gonna wear these? You gonna wear these around or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's start with that's some news.
That's something.
Let's start with some real news, which is the Carrera GT. Filippo, have you been following Carrera GT prices?
Incredibly
Against our will.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a Gulf Blue. By the time you're watching this video, it'll be today. Gulf Blue Carrera GT. There are only like 30 paint to sample Carrera GTs.
Out of how many were made?
In the U.S., there were 650 Carrera GTs. Only 30 were paint to sample. And the reason for that is Carrera GT buyers are not annoying pedants. They're people who wanted to actually enjoy a car rather than be like, but I've got a green that only existed in 1971. Anyway, but one of them's coming up for sale, and it's Gulf Blue, which is a color that some people like. Yes, I do. Some people do. I have been anxiously watching the Carrera GT pricing, and I'm nervous to drive my car. And I have not driven my car all that much in the last few months.
Prices have increased, you think, what, 30% since you bought?
No, considerably more.
More than that?
Well,
so.
I'll tell you this. Johnny Lieberman and his pals over at that company that buys cars and sells them for profit.
Their shirts, maybe I'm wearing their shirt.
It's like Drift Capital. Johnny Lieberman had signed on to some company that buys cars as investments and then resells them later.
Sure.
They bought a Carrera GT publicly 2.5 years ago for $1.7 million and sold it this week for $3.3 all in, including fees, which is a 100% increase. If you take fees out of both transactions, it was like an 86% increase. And I compared it to the stock market, and the market's up like 51% in that time. And yeah.
Serious.
It's real.
You got to stop driving. You got to just sell your car. Just sell.
You think I should sell?
I do.
I'm nervous.
Personally.
I'm very nervous to drive it. I did drive it here today. It's over there. And it is such an amazing experience.
Would it be better if it was Gulf Blue?
No, but it would be more special. I think a lot of people would consider it more special. After all this time, I still think I have come around to the belief that silver is the best color for that car.
Yeah.
I still don't like my Ford GT color. I still wish my Ford GT was a different color. Nonetheless, this is being sold at Broad Arrow, which is Haggerty's auction. Maybe, is that a competitor to us?
They do in-person auctions of...
In-person high-end cars. They're probably a competitor, but if you're going to watch, you should. They got this thing. They have a $6 million estimate on it.
How many miles?
I don't care. 2,000.
Oh, that's more than I expected for $6 million.
But
wow.
$6 million estimate. The last two Carrera GTs that just sold for over $3 million.
Yours is high mile in the world of Carrera GT.
In the world of USA Carrera GTs minus high mile, yeah. They pretty commonly come up in Europe with 20, 30,000 miles, kilometers. Yeah, pretty common.
You're at...
I'm approaching 16,000.
Wow, you've done 6,000 miles since buying?
I've done 6,000 miles. And, I have definitely lost value as a result of that. However, there are probably only a few dozen people on the planet that have done 6,000 miles in a Carrera GT.
Yep. Also, if the value of the car is up 80%.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And you know what? I was driving it today, and I've been a little bit beating myself up about the miles, some of which have been kind of BS. And I drove it into work today, and I was like, of course I've done 6,000 miles of car. It is the greatest damn drive that has ever existed.
Being friends with Doug DeMuro is just getting subjected to that constantly. Like once a day, we have to hear how great the car is.
But then
The
if you
Carrera
drive
GT.
a different car.
Or Countach.
No. Only the Carrera GT and the Countach.
Or the
and
G-Wagon.
they both occupied, no.
Or the 993.
Never talked about how great that car is. And I never will.
Every summer we get unrequested. They're like
photos. But I'm never sitting there going, boy, this thing's great.
Correct.
No, I think you should go back and look. I don't think I'm ever on the record talking about how that car is anything other than kind of stupid.
If there's one thing I know that is true, is whatever you most recently drove is the greatest car ever
No,
made.
the Carrera GT is the greatest driving car, and the Countach is the greatest car, and that's it. There are no exceptions.
Remember when he had his Kia Stinger and everything? Like, Kia Stinger, greatest car ever
And then
made.
he-
Not
walk in and
certainly.
blow up.
That is certainly not the greatest car ever made, but that Stinger GT is such a pull up Stinger
No.
GTs. What are we selling them for?
The-
What are we
nothing.
selling them for?
Nothing. The market
Can you get them
does
for
not
under
value
20?
them. Yes.
Is that true?
I mean, we
There's-
only sell really nice ones, but
We have it in the market report, but you can get some good cars for under 20 now.
Nick doesn't understand
out,
the
yes.
nuance. Nick is not a nuanced man. He's
I'm a GT2 guy, not a GT1 guy. for
and
the
so
Stinger.
he doesn't understand the nuance when I say the greatest car ever made versus the greatest driving car ever made. The greatest car ever made is the Countach. It just is. That's just truth. That's objective. I think that's objective.
It's not that I don't understand the nuance. I stopped listening to you as soon as you say greatest.
These are under 20 grand.
they're under 20 grand. I mean, what did you buy? It was 30 grand 2 years ago. Oh, wow.
yeah, and it's a
5
Kia.
years ago, 6 years ago.
10-year-old.
Where-
I
Where's your car?
love this car.
There you go.
There's yours. Oh, man. Wow, that was all the money.
Well, then it was COVID. I mean, crazy stuff was going down.
What a
I
car.
love this car. I still do.
Well, let's hope that
powertrain.
Carrera GT sells for a big number. You should keep driving yours regardless.
Are
I
you not
wanted to
worried?
sell for a low number, so he drives
Are
it
you
more.
not worried? Are you not anxious when I drive my car now?
No.
No.
Really? Should I be? Would you be if you were me?
I mean, you've got this thing insured. There are other Carrera GTs if something horrible happened. Like, life would go on. I
Yeah,
don't
but
want you
the
to get
insurer
injured.
would never insure me on anything again.
It
They
depends
wouldn't
on what
insure me on a wheeled office chair.
Well, now that you just plugged their auction coming up, like, you guys
oh
are good.
yeah, Haggerty, I'm gonna crash it, but you'll keep. No, I don't
It
think-
depends on what happens. Be reasonable. If somebody hits you, they will cover you in the future.
The point is, I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Move on to the next news story. But I'm still enjoying it. Did you enjoy seeing it when you walked in today?
I did. Actually, it looks good.
It does.
And you keep it pretty clean.
Yeah.
I'm proud of
he
you for
spends
that.
more time washing the wheels than he does driving it.
Well,
That's true with my 993, but not any of my other cars. The Ford GT is so dirty right now, and I got to take it to cars.
I know.
Anyway, move on. Oh boy.
Also scary.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
What's happening? There's a boat and another boat. This must be a car news story.
Yep. We are currently waging war in Iran, and it turns out that about a fifth of the world's oil is transported to the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
Realize. There are a lot of concerns about ship safety through the strait, and as a result, there's a lot of concerns about both oil production and release and transport of oil,
Right.
which generally analysts expect will mean that gas prices in the U.S. and everywhere else go up. So they went up by the most they've gone up in a single day overnight on Monday
Yeah.
by 11%. There's expectation that gas prices will go up a little bit more. And that is the car connection
Nick,
today.
what are we going to do?
you know what? As constant as time, I remember when gas went from like $1 to $2, and everyone's like, "We got to
100%
find
increase.
Geo Metros," and oh my gosh, the
Yep.
excursion, how wasteful. We overreact both directions and think, "Oh, well, now we got to get EVs again." This will pass.
Nick, do you have any comments on Trump came in and said he was going to be the affordability president, everything would get cheaper. He showed up, implemented tariffs, and went to war with Iran. Do you have any comment on that and what is therefore happened? I don't want to be the one who says anything because people get mad at me, but you're wearing that and clearly have no shame.
I have no defense to that statement. I mean, we'll see. There have always been skirmishes related to oil production. Again, going back many wars.
Geopolitical analysis for Nick here.
Yes, I was a poli-sci major. Thank
there
you
you
very
go.
much.
Skirmishes related to oil production?
So we'll see. I mean, if this drags on for a while, yes, that could impact oil prices in a way that impacts our ability to daily
I
drive
want you
or what
specifically
cars.
to talk about Trump and affordability. That's where I want us. We can bring it into cars.
okay.
There's tariffs. There's gas prices. How do you feel
I
about
agree.
that?
Gas prices aren't a good indicator of the overall problem of inflation. They are maybe a contributing factor, but people get like, oh, the price of eggs. It's like, okay, well, eggs are like one asset or one good that you should factor into a CPI, but they are not the totality of such. And so, yes, gas prices go up and down over time. They are not constant.
He's like an apologist for Trump. You know what? So they go up, so they go
I'm
down.
not-
I just love when
the
Nick
tariffs.
actually...
The tariffs. The other country pays the tariffs.
I
not us.
go out of my way to make sure no one can guess where I stand on the issues.
Nick, let me ask you this question. Now that the tariffs have been repealed, are you, because you paid him for both the A2 and the Multipla,
Yeah.
are you going to go to Trump and say, I want my $400
By the way,
back?
You, in theory,
Can I do
potentially
that?
could.
I think so.
Yeah, just shoot him an email.
The U.S. government is requesting a bunch of additional time to come up with a process for tariff refunds. Keep in mind, there are still 10% refunds across the board that are going up to 15% theoretically this week. Europe may be accepting
Refunds.
No. Additional tariffs under
But the tariffs were ruled unconstitutional, and you paid them.
I want to be really clear because
you have been constitutionally wronged, and
You know
you
what?
need to be made whole.
I did recently buy a nanocom scanner for my P38 from Great Britain, and I was worried about the tariffs, and now I don't have to. DHL would just like send you a bill for like $100 and be like, "This is what we calculated it."
Yeah.
It made no sense. I just paid it. So
Really, you paid that one too?
we're gonna start buying stuff. No, not for this one, but for my
For other
multiplex stuff. Like it just ended up being.
Yeah. I want to be really clear because people do come to us for actual facts. There are a lot of tariffs that were applied over the last year. Some of them are still considered by the Supreme Court to be legal and so still apply. So
But
there was a
these
subset
don't.
under specific authorization that did not. But all of the kind of national security related ones related to production of steel, et cetera, still apply. And there's additional tariffs now, 10% globally, going up to 15% globally, with maybe some carve-outs
This
that
is
are also
why I
applied.
got to get the C55 wagon in now. I got to
We're
bring
waiting.
that thing in now.
Following my footsteps.
Or we got to change the VIN so it starts with a 4. All right, gas prices shooting up. Carrera GT prices shooting up. What
Yeah.
else is there?
That's it.
Oh,
right.
someone's shooting up a Cayenne.
957, baby.
I have so many questions.
There
about the
was
phrasing.
not a hybrid Cayenne on this generation. They were just trying it all out.
thing-
I like that they
Those
use
are-
the Trans-Siberia sort of scripting on the side here.
As if, like, the Trans-Siberia was like Trans-Siberia. Here they're, the hybrid.
Well, and the Trans-Siberia was kind of a Louis car when it came out too. Like
Deeply.
Now it's cool.
This is Saturn View hybrid level stuff.
All right. Regardless, we're not actually talking about the Cayenne. Porsche,
He's like our dad trying to keep us so badly
So
on topic.
trying.
And we're
I'm
just
really
like,
trying.
Chuck E. Cheese.
This is an important news story, Filippo. What do you got?
All right. So Porsche, we've talked in the past about how they're planning on coming out with a flagship SUV. Audi is going to come out with the Q9, which will be their new largest SUV. Porsche will have an equivalent model that they have codenamed K1. Since we first learned about this, it was supposed to be an electric-only model. But now they have confirmed that it will be launched with a V6, a V8, and some plug-in hybrid powertrains. Electric is still going to come down the line. Apparently, they're not happy with, let's be honest, where demand is, and also apparently with their actual development of the electrical components.
You got to wonder what it's like in Porsche right now. Like all these things that were like set in stone, probably frozen, like past the where the design freeze is, they're like completely have to rethink all these cars. And you know that some styling decisions are made on electric vehicles that wouldn't have been made in gas vehicles, so you have to assume there's
lot
style
of
and
that.
design
Totally.
changes.
Totally. Because if you're designing it just for EV, you don't have to worry about cooling the same way. You don't have to worry about air.
But you are worried about aero a little bit
Yep.
more. You're worried about maybe a larger
You're making
low
different
footprint.
trade-offs.
Yeah, for sure.
Your sound deadening and isolation is different because
There's
of
that
different
weird
noises.
fin that comes on the back of Cayenne. You know, I got to tell
I
you.
still haven't seen a Cayenne EV.
You won't.
They're not for sale.
I got to tell you, I drove up to LA to shoot the Cayenne EV in whenever that was because it was just coming out. It was a big deal. They had a few of us come to some studio and shoot it. I shot it along with a bunch of other new cars that were coming out in December last year.
Yep.
No one watched that video,
Boy, my
which
way.
is an indicator, I think, of demand for that car.
Yep. This will, in theory, come out the Q9 will come out in 2027. This will come out like 18 months later, some of that. 4-seat, 5-seat, and 7-seat layouts. It would, in theory, will be the first 7-seat Porsche.
This is a Range Rover competitor. Are you aware of that?
I'm shocked they haven't done that yet.
You are, well, I think Porsche has had trouble trying to get a vehicle of that size to conform to their desires and requirements for performance handling and all that. But I think at some point, these automakers just realize it's all about the Benjamins. You know, I just reviewed the new X5, or the original X5, the first
E53.
X5. And BMW was so concerned about the M brand at that time being put on an SUV that they didn't allow it. And the high performance versions of the original X5 were called the 4.6 IS and the 4.8 IS.
And those things were so cool.
They were so cool. Now the M brand has been applied to every tube sock that they can sell on their website.
They've learned that that's how you sell cars.
Yeah.
By the way, fun fact, this will be built in Slovakia alongside the Q9 and the Cayenne hybrid, the Cayenne EV.
You know, I still don't understand that.
Which Slovakia, it's a country.
I've been there. Have you been to Slovakia?
No.
Love Bratislava. Great town. Saw some cool cars there.
My favorite part of this picture is how clearly you can see those plastic window regulators that you know are broken on every car built in this generation by now. I have done so many window regulators. Why they ever made them out of the chintziest plastic known to humankind?
Everybody did. I had an E53 X5 just like that one, also stick, and I replaced 2 windows regulator in the 6 months I owned it.
I'll tell you this. I worked at Porsche when this generation Cayenne was on sale, and I will never forget. It was the recession. We were just coming out of the recession, and previously they had allowed company cars to be kind of flamboyantly ordered, and the company would lose money on them, but the employees were happy. In the recession, that all stopped. And every single Cayenne we ordered during the recession was on these 12-inch deep base wheels, base model Cayenne, no full leather. The dash looked like elephant skin.
Yeah.
It was a depressing period.
This is what you want now, though, because for an off-road build, having the smaller brakes that you could fit like some beefy tires on. Perfect.
Every Cayenne we ordered for the company was a base V6.
It's embarrassing to look at right now,
It's
but
so bad.
modded, it's great. In today's podcast, Tyrant Doug DeMuro made me wear some Fast and the Furious shorts. But now that we're done filming, it's Chubby's time. That's right. Whether you have thunder thighs, chicken legs, or any other problems down below, Chubby's is here to save the day. They fit great, they accentuate all the right parts. And whether you're going to the pool, the beach, a spirited drive, Chubby's has you covered. And these aren't just fun shorts. They're quick drying, wrinkle resistant, antimicrobial. You can go cannonball no pool, then straight into crushing cold ones without changing, which frankly is engineering I respect. They've got swim trunks, athletic shorts, casual shorts, and over 2.6 million customers for a reason. Your thighs will understand. And today, Chubby's is proudly sponsoring this car pod by hooking you all up with 20% off. That's right. For a limited time, Chubby's is giving our listeners 20% off with code DOUG at chubbyshorts.com. That's 20% off with code DOUG. Give your thighs the VIP treatment they deserve and support the show.
All right, next.
Hybrid's definitely the way to go. I'm excited for that when it comes out.
Yeah,
Big news,
cool.
Jay Leno has a 1954 Buick. Folks, I bet you didn't expect that. No, the Leno's Law thing is back on the books in California. It won't pass because our legislature is a bunch of... I'm not going to say the words I'm thinking.
Thank you.
We know how he feels on the gas prices.
So last year we talked about a Senate bill 712 that would have increased the exemptions for classic cars,
in
especially
California,
non-daily driver cars in
California. The goal was that California right now, classic cars going back to 76 or something have to be smog. And it's obviously laughable. Nobody does it. Everybody just registers in Arizona and Montana. And so finally someone put forth a rational thing here like, hey, let's just exempt these cars from smog. Nobody's driving early 80s cars anyway because they were all utter And the bill got killed by a bunch of libs. And so now it's back. And this time Filippo tells me that there's even a lib sponsoring it from San Jose, which is like Lib Haven. It's like where they breed.
Last year it was sponsored by a state senator from Bakersfield. This year they do have a co-sponsor on it.
Bakersfield, you knew that was going to fail. No bill that comes out of Bakersfield passes unless it's related to water rights. And then they just trust that the Bakersfield people know what they're talking about.
It would basically mean that as a starting point, vehicles pre-1981 are exempt as long as they are not the daily driver for the owner. And then it would increase year after year after year.
Great.
35-year rolling exemption through 86.
Sort of, through 86, so through 2032.
Which I think is a start. I mean, it's onerous. You can't even find smog places to smog these cars. So that's the other thing people do is they just give us some money under the table. Not that we know anyone who's done that. I don't know anywhere you can get a dirty smog in California, for God's sake.
Yeah, I will say
definitely don't go on Facebook Marketplace looking for people that say pay only when you pass smogs and then have modified cars as the pictures. Those definitely aren't dog whistles to get dirty smogs. Those are just hardworking small businessmen looking to attract new customers in the most legitimate way possible.
Have you ever done dirty smog? You haven't, have you? You've done a lot of sketch stuff.
Regardless of the answer, don't say it.
No, but truly, I don't think you have.
I have a unique approach to problem solving in this particular venue and arena, and I prefer not to go that route. There are other solutions.
SB 1392, which is what this is called, it has some improvements, legitimate improvements over last year. So it would be defined as somebody's basically the owner's something that is not the owner's primary mode of transportation. Last year, there was a lot of vague language around collector and for display,
Insurance,
maintenance,
getting collector's
preservation.
insurance. How would you
Now
prove
it's
that if you
been
get pulled
simplified.
over?
It's not like they have to write this from scratch. I mean, plenty of other states have similar, you know what I mean?
Every other state.
Arizona, you get like a copper plate that says historic, it's baller.
Every other state.
know.
The whole
Actual
situation
copper.
is so laughable. California is the only state that is still requiring these. And so the result is that they just have simply missed out on the tax revenue. All these people are the amount of cars from this era that are still being driven to the exact same degree in California as every other state. They're just not registered in California. And that's just the situation. And so maybe finally we're going to get some.
So if you think this should pass, maybe write to your representative.
I wrote to my state senator, who is a lib, and I discovered something. Do you know that there are more U.S. Congress people who represent California than state senators? In other words, your state Senate district has more people than your U.S. congressional district.
Well, there
Needless
is
to
also-
say, I didn't get a reply.
There's also the U.S. the California House of Reps that.
Well, yeah,
write
but
to.
it's starting in the Senate.
I know, but you can still write to your other.
You got to get it past the Senate first, Filippo. Jay Leno will tell you everything about that. The man has supported this law from its infancy.
If you care, you should reach out to your reps.
No, they don't care. They do not care. They have no accountability to the
If
people.
you think that they have no accountability to the people, maybe consider running for office or finding a candidate to run for office.
Or just
that you
leave
can support.
California.
Can you imagine
doesn't get
Doug as a political person?
I hate them all. Move on to the next.
All right. Oh, geez, I'm so sorry. BMW accidentally leaked their 2027 lineup. And there's not that much all interesting here, but there's a couple of things. Most notably, there will be an M2 X-Drive.
Yeah,
So a all-wheel drive M2.
that's cool. That'll be cool.
Here's why it's notable.
Yeah.
Why is it not called the M2 competition?
Right. The M3 all-wheel drive is called the competition, and the base model is just the M3.
Yep.
Yeah.
There will also be an M350 X-Drive. There'll be a bunch of new models that, frankly, are not that interesting or surprising.
Yeah.
There will be a new X5 coming out in 2027, which I am actually kind of excited about,
You know,
and
it's
an
been-
iX5.
I was looking. X5 came out in like 18.
Yeah,
Wow.
4th gen.
It's been an enormous amount
G05.
of time. Sometimes you wonder if the iX was intended to be the next gen X5,
Yeah,
and then
that's-
they had to
You gotta assume.
figure all that out.
The i3, so the G3 series will also be coming out with an i3 40X drive, an i3 50X drive, a 350 X drive, an M350 X drive, all the normal ones. It's no longer the 340, it'll be 3. Doesn't matter.
So there's going to be an i3.
Yeah, so the new class, it will be the 3 series.
That's coming
and
for,
the
that's all
i3,
coming for 27.
apparently.
Wow, that's big.
So they're going to be revealed soon.
And having an all-wheel drive M2, I think, is going to be pretty cool. I assume it's going to be tip only, though.
You got to assume.
Because
I don't think
the
they have an
M3 is.
automatic.
If it's over 400 6-foot-pound of torque, got no choice.
So it might also be more powerful. I have no idea.
They also are having a track pack for the M2 that is like canards and some like track focused mods. Like this is still the swan song, I
M2
think.
remains
It's a great
such
size.
damn good car.
Yeah, it does.
And with all-wheel drive, it just adds a little bit more.
But then it's automatic
Damn
only.
goodness. Maybe the fact that they're not calling it a competition actually gives you a little bit
That's
of
an interesting
because
point.
at some point they said the competition models will never have manuals anymore because manuals are supposed to be the fastest. So maybe they're still going to stick a manual in the all-wheel drive one.
No manual per other reports.
Damn. Too bad.
Are they facelifting it too? It says
Hard to know because only the lineup got leaked, not photos. But
Yeah, yeah.
the schnoz has grown on me a little bit, but I wouldn't mind a facelift.
The M2 looks fine, I think. I never thought it looked bad. The M3 has never gotten better looking. But I still think it's the coolest damn car on
It's
sale.
gotten more special. Like it feels more special than when it first came
Man,
out.
I saw a green one yesterday.
I know. Isle of Man.
Yep. So that's
cool car.
BMW. We're real.
And they reveal their lineup a year in advance accidentally.
Yeah.
All right, this is the best news story of the week.
Yeah, I agree. Although the car's not quite a radical design that I was hoping for, but Caterpillar, who's famous for making all sorts of heavy equipment
Yep.
and being very industrial, is going to have their own pickup, or at least this is a concept of such, based on the F-250, which no one has to tell you by looking at it that it's
Yeah,
based
I
off the
mean-
F-250. But a lot of it is actually more, they've modified it for heavy equipment use, for worksite use. So it has AI, which sounds a little bit like a buzzword, but all of the mods and technology is focused on job site productivity.
Which makes sense. I'm reading this thing here, and it says that AI-generated images were posted on the internet in late 2024, supposedly not by Caterpillar.
Yeah.
And then Caterpillar is quoted here as saying, you couldn't look away from those photos, and we couldn't either. And now they're talking about actually doing this because AI images convinced them to do it?
Yep.
Do you think that's how the Lincoln Bronco came to be?
Yep. No, I think it was all because of you.
It was all because of me.
Well, and that is especially ironic because you look at this and you think, I can look away. It's an F-250 with a different grill.
Apparently, they will
I've
have
seen
a
that.
bunch of other things. So, like, there'll be a drone launching station, monitoring systems, camera systems, whatever. The interesting part is, so like Caterpillar and the other heavy machinery companies and tractor companies, John Deere too, they've really in the last few years leaned in hard on technology. Like the new Caterpillar heavy industrial vehicles are like quite technological. So it makes sense that they have a bunch of tooling that might plug into that to help you monitor your construction sites, help you monitor your field,
Yeah, but
whatever.
Filippo,
I mean, I don't think this is real, to be clear.
don't they have a tacit agreement with the automakers? We stick to the stuff that digs and pulls.
that's why they're buying a F-250.
You stick to the trucks. You know what I mean? Don't they have like you know what I'm saying?
I think that they
Like, why doesn't Nicaragua just build a canal?
What?
I get where you're going.
Yeah.
Do you? I don't.
Well, like,
Mansplain that for me.
they have left the vehicles.
Nicaragua does the heavy equipment. And
Yeah, Nicaragua.
And Panama
Why
does.
doesn't Nicaragua show up and be like, screw you, we're going to do it too? You know what I'm
I
saying?
think it's
And-
really expensive to build a canal.
yeah, it's expensive, but they got this giant lake in Nicaragua. That's most of the
Maybe
canal
this is
right
like the
there.
Mercedes McLaren SLR, where they just needed a little help to get it off the ground before they go all in.
My point is simply that it's an interesting situation.
I
What
didn't-
stops other people from kind of getting into
Well,
some...
Cat has like a huge domain of vehicles that they sell, of construction equipment that they sell and maintain and make a lot of money from selling, maintaining, upgrading, et cetera, to large fleets of
I know.
construction
So,
companies, et cetera.
are they not
If they
happy?
can sell one more thing, that's kind of interesting.
But Philippe-
and by the way, it will be one more thing.
You don't think they're going to do it. I have to be honest. I'm a little, as a fan of the automakers, I'm a little disappointed in Caterpillar to see
They're
them
using a Ford F-250.
step in. You think that's not a Silverado?
It's
The headlights are
It's
F-250,
definitely
but
a Super Duty. It's definitely a Super Duty.
the squared wheel arches
It's
are all.
definitely a Super Duty.
I think
And
it's just AI.
The company said customers dreamed of torque and towing power. Those were the easy parts for Caterpillar. So we went further to see how we can help them even more.
I'm a little bit anxious about this.
This
whole thing.
isn't going to
I thought
happen,
we all had
obviously.
an agreement. You know?
Don't you think it should have been though, like the F-650 or like a sidekick,
Yes.
or top
Well,
kick, like
yeah.
the true semi truck bottom to it?
Yes.
Why do you think it's not going to be like that?
Well, an F-250 is not that.
Well, they're not going to make it on an F-250. They're going to build. They build construction. They're going to build it all their
I don't
own.
want this to go to construction people. I want it to go to the top dog in the Midwest that just flexes on the neighbor.
having a Caterpillar
That
truck.
is also the construction person usually.
You have
True.
to assume
Yeah.
that's like how the Hummer came to be, right? It was a military thing, and then it went to the top dog in the Midwest that flexes on his neighbor.
Right. Yeah.
How many Hummers you see in Ohio when you were a kid? That was like probably a big deal.
A neighbor or a friend's brother had one of those Chevy-based like 6,500 top kick
No way.
cars. Yeah, and
Nice.
he put like $100,000 stereo system, so the whole floor was plexiglass to see all the amplifiers and stuff. And that was literally the king of the Midwest.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Like it was
Yep.
so baller.
Yeah.
That's how we know you're from a rich town.
Yeah. This guy really would be the king of the Midwest because Caterpillar's an Illinois company or something, right?
Who knows?
What do you mean? Who knows? You're not interested in
I believe they are in like Illinois. What did I say?
Peoria, Illinois.
I was gonna guess Peoria.
Okay,
It's got the concept. It's not real.
It's crazy to imagine in this day and age anybody coming out with a new gas-powered car. Every time there's like a new automaker or a new
It's
vehicle,
diesel, certainly.
Well, okay, but it's not electric. Of course, that's diesel.
It's Caterpillar.
But it's like crazy to imagine. Like every time we discuss,
This isn't
like,
a new vehicle.
brand.
This is an F-250
They're
with
not
some
going to
livery.
rebadge an F-250. If they actually
They're
do
not
this,
doing this.
they're going to build a full
I doubt that.
ground-up
There's
truck.
no shot that's
Why do
happening.
you think that's not going to happen?
Nobody else has tried either, for a reason. It's really expensive to develop a truck.
But it's especially expensive to break into a segment with established names.
don't
But
need to do
Caterpillar,
that.
if you're going to do it, there's a name.
Nothing says tough and heavy duty like that.
Great logo, too.
Yeah, I agree. The best. Move on. What do we got?
Thankfully,
next?
we're done.
Oh my God, we're done with the news early today, which means we have a lot more things to talk about.
Yes, we do.
You know those weeknights where you get home, maybe you just finished the gym, the kids are running around, and you realize it's dinner again? Well, after 6 nights in a row of air fryer chicken nuggets, it was time to get professional help. Yeah, that's basically every night in my house. And I've got picky eaters, so getting something everyone actually likes can feel impossible. That's why I love Every Plate. It's an affordable, low-stress way to cook great meals, even when your schedule is packed. Their biggest menu ever has over 35 options each week. Stuff like crispy buffalo ranch chicken or caramelized onion smash burgers. And they've got more chicken dishes, more veggie-forward meals, and global flavors so you're never bored. Everything comes pre-portioned so you waste less, clean up faster, and get dinner on the table in 30 minutes. It's not just me saying it. 94% of customers say it reduces mealtime stress, and 3 out of 4 even say it encourages kids to try new foods. Plus, it's cheaper than the grocery store and about half the cost of takeout, so you can actually stick to your budget. Right now, you can try every plate for $2.99 per meal on your first box, plus 10% off for a month. Go to everyplate.com/podcast and use codes CARS299. That's CARS299 at everyplate.com/podcast. Ditch the dinner time dilemmas and actually enjoy your weeknights with EveryPlate.
Nick, tell us about the P38.
I got on a 3-way conference call last night.
Oh my God.
Where an L322 owner, another L322 owner, and I are thinking of each trading in a circle. So one 322 owner wants to upgrade to a nicer autobiography one, of which I would take his, and then I would dump my P38 on the original guy, Hunter, who is kind of owns a lot of P38. So
Can I ask you a question?
I'm legitimately considering it.
This is the best one. This is an 09. This is an 09 autobiography.
You
That's why
had
the
one-
dream L322.
You had one that I used as a comp, which is a 2010 with timing chains done, which is the pinnacle one in this 3-way trade.
So there's cash involved here.
Oh, for sure. Although all of us are well aware that our cars are largely valueless. You know.
Can I
So
ask you
you're gonna follow my footsteps again, huh? You know, it's great. I don't mind.
How did this start? How did you get on this 3-way
You're not
conference
gonna
call?
respond to that.
I there's no defense. The P30, I love the P38. The only way to get out of it would be to dabble in other Range Rover full sizes.
I mean, correct, because
And
you
so
got the
I'm looking
car
for a life raft,
for
and
free.
someone threw one and said, "Hey, do you want to trade?" And it's like that is the only way I can financially justify getting.
I'm
out
going
of
to tell you. Have you ever driven an L322?
so much
No.
more.
I'm going to tell you this. When you make this swap, you will never go back to a P38.
Yeah.
And suddenly you'll drive the L322 and be like, oh, this is why people like Range Rovers. I thought they were
Yeah.
all rough, loud, awful, terrible pieces of trash that had good seating positions. But actually, they're really nice cars that have good seating positions.
My 8-pillar trim fell off the other day while driving.
Yeah, of
and
course.
I tried to push it in. I go like that, and just punched a hole through it. So now my 8-pillar has a hole in it.
Did you disclose that on the 3-way conference call to the?
No, but
No.
I said it was rough.
This, I'm gonna tell you something. This is the L322 you want, an 09 autobiography. That is the dream
Because
L322.
that's before the engine change.
It's had some of the interior and other upgrades that the 10s had, but it has the good, reliable powertrain, the 06 to 09s. And there are no 09s
Yeah.
because the 10 model year came out really early because they were facelifting it and the recession
That
was in
blue
full
strut
swing.
one was so cool. Yeah, 06 to 09, you'll be fine. That's what we all say.
06 to 09, 06 to 09s are the reliable ones.
I'm serious. That's a known saying.
Dude, I had an 06. I had an 06 for 7 years, and it was one of the great cars that I've ever had. I had a ton of CarMax warranty issues, like the steering column would
Yep.
break, but like it never broke that car, like mechanically.
Do you know the CarMax stuff still going on? My friend Scott bought a CLS 63, or is it CL 63 now?
CLS is correct.
CL
For those-
63. Whoever traded in the CarMax, it needed a new trans. And so he got it, and then within 1 week, they replaced the entire trans. Mercedes quoted them $100,000 to do it.
What?
They found someone to rebuild it because it was a new trans for like, but he basically got like a $20,000 repair done within like a week of getting this car.
Yeah, you know, the great story about that whole CarMax thing that I did, people did way worse.
Yeah.
Like I bought a $30,000 car and got like 30 grand over 6 years in repairs.
Yeah.
When I bought my Range, there were E60 M5s at CarMax
Right.
available.
Can you
warranty.
imagine?
There are absolutely people who got motors replaced for $50,000 in one service with a CarMax.
Imagine being the guy that bought that E60 M3 and they're like $3,000 for the warranty. You're like, I don't know if it's worth it. You know, like, and you decline it over $3,000 and then are stuck holding a $20,000 back.
I guarantee you that happened. Like mine was like a death of a thousand cuts. There were a bunch of little $2,000 things here or there, but there are absolutely motors that CarMax has put in cars and all that stuff. And to this day, they won't sell. You know what was funny also? All I wanted when I bought my Range was a G-Wagon. CarMax wouldn't sell them then, still won't sell them.
What a mistake.
That's the only reliable car.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they don't sell them because it would never have been a story. That like launched my career.
Right.
And if they had sold that car, G-Wagons are incredibly dependable and incredibly robust. And instead they sold me this and paid out $38,000 in claims over 6 years.
I loved your Range Rover.
That thing is still out there kicking it as far as you know? Yeah.
Still on the road. But I mean, it's on Nantucket now and
Rusty.
it's 8 miles away. So the whole island's 8 miles wide. So, 10 miles. So like, it's probably only getting 1,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
It's not really being used.
I put 2,000 miles on my P38 since getting it. Hasn't left me stranded once.
You know what we didn't talk about in the news segment that we should is Moda. Can we talk about Moda? Are we allowed to talk about Moda? Sean?
I had that in my talk cars, actually.
Can you pull up some Moda pictures?
Sadly, Kenan was sick and unable to join because he was there.
Kenan was there
He had
during
some
the hurricane.
Great pictures of the cars in standing water.
Folks, Moda is some event. I have no idea. And it was in Miami. And there was incredible rainstorm and windstorm. And did you see the video of the kids in the golf cart where the thing falls?
Hoovy shared it because you could see his gull wing in the background.
Yeah, I saw his gull wing back there. There's like a singer that something almost falls on. There are probably
look at that dude. He looks like Noodle in a rainstorm. With that hair.
There are probably open roof cars that were like damaged.
There was that like Koenigsegg Jesko or whatever it was that like the front bumper was like in water.
Yeah, but you got to assume there are cars being exhibited that have no top at all.
Yep. I mean,
whenever these stories come up, and I mentioned it to my wife, and I'm like, the poor cars, and she's like, I'm sure people died. There were far worse harm, and I'm like, no, those are priceless.
Wild.
People didn't die. It was honestly, it was a fairly typical Florida midday rainstorm, except with a lot more wind. Because it was over pretty quick, but like did you not see these before?
No, I did.
I mean, the stanchions that have fallen down.
Everything was falling over, like just ridiculous. It's a 250 LM. That's a $20 million car, And Hoovie's Gullwing is sitting right there with those giant things behind it. Looks like a hell of an event.
Although the cars, I wish I had gone despite the rain. Like the cars there did look next level.
I have a feeling that the Moda people are kind of embarrassed that all this happened. Personally, I think that makes this the coolest event. Like if it had gone out without rain, you would have seen some pictures and then forgotten about it next week. We will never forget about this. Filippo, do you wish your car had been there?
No.
Do you wish you had been there?
No.
Okay, good.
Can I want to go back to Range Rover for a second?
Yeah.
Your experiences with your steering column make me truly scared to use my power steering column.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have thought of how often they broke, except for your Range Rover, where it broke often.
Yeah, pretty often.
Speaking of circling back to Range Rovers, if I may.
Please.
The P38 community, I'd like to apologize to everyone. A bad faith actor listed a car on another auction site in which they faked service records, very clearly using what I assume is MS Paint based on their level of sophistication to fake both the dates and the amount paid, so that like a head gasket job was done like 15 years ago, and they basically just updated the dates and numbers. It was easily discovered. Do not fake receipts, you idiots.
Is this the same auction site where they had the cobblestone floor mats on the AI Cadillac?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Unfortunate.
I watched that auction. Wow.
Pretty wild.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
So
and of course, it's
fake.
a P38 person. You know what I mean? Like, they're bringing our esteemed name and reputation into the mud with
the
these kind of
irony
tactics.
is, like, don't fake the receipts. The car is worth $4,000 if it had a head gasket done 15 years ago.
Yeah.
If it had the head gasket done yesterday, it's worth $4,200.
That guy's losing money either way.
You're not doing well.
$4,000 is so generous. His was free.
Type in P38 and let's kind of get it. Let's kind of get a market report here.
They're worth $5,000, give or take.
Yeah. Go to highest price.
Sure, $5,000.
Go to highest
More
price.
or less.
Go to highest price.
That's an outlier. I still have the highest
That's an
sold
outlier. The next
P38.
one's 3,000. No.
Oh no, someone beat me.
Wow. With an SE.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
In low miles.
Low miles.
Low miles.
Oh, look at that
base
interior.
wheels.
Just want to live in it.
I'm telling you, dude, if you drive an L322, you will never set foot in a P38 ever again.
I don't know.
No,
some of us like vintage cars, Doug. We appreciate.
You hate the classic.
It's like your Countach. Like we get in it, and we're just like.
You think the Range Classic is a horrible car?
Well, it's the same car, just rustier. Well, I digress. The P38 community apologizes. Most of us don't fudge the receipts. We just accept the loss.
If there's a community where I expect the fudging of receipts, It is the
It's the
P38
Rover
community.
roulette community on Instagram.
That's so true. I mean, you should just assume that's going on. Okay,
So,
Filippo.
wait, sorry, are you going to trade it for L322?
We're in discussions.
How much money?
No one can decide what our cars are worth.
I'll
And then
tell
we're
you-
all like, oh, it's worth 20 grand to me, but I'll take 5 for it. Actual direct quote from the conversation.
I'm going to be honest. You got the car for free. The last two
I'm in
sold
at
for
11.
26.
Yeah, it's not a free car.
What?
It's worth it.
It's worth it far.
I love it. It's well.
How did you get
Last
to
week on
11?
this podcast, he was like, I'm done with cars. I'm not putting money into BS cars anymore.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of just dropping money in stupid cars, doesn't get it back. He's 11 into a 97 Range Rover that was given to him for free that he put his hand through the A-pillar trim after it came off while he was driving.
How did you get to $11,000?
The death of 1,000
We
paper
were
cuts.
sitting over there 10 minutes ago and he said he wants to wrap it yellow, the whole car. You know what that's going to cost? And then he goes, I think I'll just have the wrap done while I do the interior. What does do the interior mean? I'm terrified
it'll
to
be
find
like
out.
a Congleton when I'm done, or a Singer.
The one that you have sold on the site, I got to just find the right one. This one, right?
Yeah, that's it. 7 grand. So it's got to be worth, I don't know,
This is
40%
yours?
more now.
This is yours?
It was $7 grand, 3 years. This is yours, right?
You had L322 wheels on?
Yeah, that's yours.
Yeah, I think that's mine.
That's yours.
pretty sure.
It was worth $7
It looked
grand.
a lot
3
nicer
years.
then.
Yeah. It
doesn't have all the
But
holes
now
in it.
you're into it 11, so that's good.
No, someone paid 7 grand for it. I don't know that it was worth it. Was that like a COVID thing or something? Okay, Filippo, it was actually. That was during the COVID market peak. Even P38s went up. Filippo, tell us about the pickup truck.
Yeah, my pickup truck, the 1973 F250 that my wife and I inherited, is driving. It's running. It's running really nicely.
Yep.
Shout out to Dave at Iconic Automotive, who's done a really nice job
In
with it.
Prescott, Arizona, right
That's
off
right.
the 66.
Incorrect on that last part, on Commerce Drive, right off Willow Springs.
I don't know.
17 would be off, right?
No,
any
we're
of
like
this stuff.
far west of that. It doesn't really matter. It is ready to come home to me. So now I'm working on getting it transported to here.
Can't wait.
And then I will need to do a bunch of things here. So he's done it like runs, drives well. The tires are pre-date code. So we think they're like late 90s.
Why didn't you
early
have him just
2000s.
put tires on?
Because first I need to buy wheels, because the wheels are 16.5-inch.
Yeah.
And a
raised
half?
wheels.
Yeah,
Which
because
is a thing in like old
They
trucks.
had stuff like that, but
Wow.
can't you find wheels?
No. Sorry.
Or can you
I can
find tires?
I cannot find.
A lot of vehicles from
You
that
can
era
find
had
tires,
wheels.
but they're all like highway trailer tires. And I would like something a little.
You're going to do like
Looks a
some
little better for that.
Steelies? Like
No,
some
So I will
correct?
buy wheels.
He
and then
can't.
add
He
tires.
can't buy bad tires for his car. He's going to be pitching around corners.
No, but
he's going to
you
be
don't-
downshifting.
You can't have an F250 on like the highway trailer tires. They just look so bad. They're like way too.
Filippo,
You need like
the
all-terrain
vehicle in
tires.
general doesn't look.
You need all-terrain
great.
tires. You need all-terrain tires.
You're going to put super swampers on it.
Maybe you need all-terrain of some
my
kind.
God!
No, we're not gonna put super numbers, but
Yes,
all-terrain
you
of some
are!
kind. So basically, when it comes home, my wife and I will do a bunch of cosmetic things. The interior is in
can't
pretty
wait
rough
for
shape.
this.
We'll clean it up. My wife is a very fastidious, meticulous person.
You
and
are
so
too.
it will-
Yeah.
No. Not
he-
Well, I guess
I'm
I've seen
not.
your desk. But I
Yeah.
mean, you're detail oriented. You're just not
Yes, not.
clean.
I'm not
Neat.
That's such, every way of saying that is so mean.
But it's accurate.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
His I've never seen like his desk.
My desk is a little messy. My desk at home is clean, for the record, where I actually work most of the time.
Yeah, this is he actually works at home. This desk, God knows how that stuff got there.
Yeah, but so we'll do a bunch of like interior cleanup. The seat cover is like an old like rug, basically, as they all are. So we'll do a bunch of that, and I'll get new wheels and new tires.
I can't wait for this.
I'm excited. Hopefully, in the next week, it's here.
What is interior clean? I mean, you're not going to reupholster anything.
No, but we'll do like a better seat cover. There's a bunch of like you can't read the gauges because that plastic is too. I don't know how we'll clean that up, but
I think that you're overestimating what you need to do. Like, you don't need to read the gauges. Like, you don't
need is
it
not
won't
what
get
I'm-
carried away with speed.
Yeah, or anything. Like, I
Need is-
guarantee you'll be
need
able to
is-
hear the motor when it's time to
Need
shift.
is not what I'm going for. Also, it's automatic. Doesn't matter.
It's an auto?
It's an auto. It's
You're
just
such a tip guy. The two of you are such tip guys.
It'll be the second automatic car I've ever owned.
God, all you guys in your automatics. You know, he only has automatics.
You have
now.
more automatics than I do.
I got two.
I have one.
Yeah,
Till
but-
this car
no, you have
arrives.
this truck. You have like 6 cars right now.
You have 3.
Filippo's
What do
become
you
a
mean?
real car guy. We gave him
You
so
have a
much
station
crap
wagon.
for so long.
You have a Sequoia.
I don't
you
have
have
the station wagon. The station wagon Sequoia. Oh, this. I forgot about this. Yeah. It's a tennis ball
You're
machine
looking-
transporter.
You're
Very
looking
expensive.
for a 4th automatic.
I am.
So I will have fewer. But I'm really excited for it to be here. My wife is incredibly excited for it to be here. It'll be very like.
Are we doing an F-250 welcome party like we did this SLR party?
Oh my God. Yeah, we should.
We should.
I'll get in
No.
the. I'll get in the bed.
We should make it like the dress code should be like 1970s Americana.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah.
We won't further
Kennedy,
define it and let everyone interpret how they may.
And
it
I
be at your house
can
as well?
imagine
Sure.
that your interpretation may not be politically correct. I would assume.
Why would
That's
you
why I want it to be at his house. I don't want my neighbors to do that.
associated with this.
No.
Can I invite some of my neighbors?
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
They'd probably have it in their closet ready to go.
I'm legitimately excited though about this. My wife is a very like nostalgic, sentimental person, and this truck will be really meaningful.
Do you agree though that after about 4 drives in it, she's going to be less nostalgic and sentimental? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's going to be like, well, I want to carry on his memory, and I think by doing that, we will plant a tree.
There is a real chance that.
Yep. She will look so cool in it the 4
Will
times she
look
drives.
so cool at it.
Yeah,
and
this
with
Ford-
our dog can have her head out the window.
This
and
thing's
great.
carbureted. I mean, he doesn't know what to do. They're not going to know what to do.
We're at sea level with no elevation change and no temperature.
Like I said, the fact that you think that is going to solve your problems.
It will solve. We have no expectation that it goes far. I have many expectations that in the first 100 miles of driving it, some things, and I do mean plural, will break.
If it breaks,
Sure.
you take it to Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach, and you say to, that's where I take my Sequoia and to the Toyota one, and you say to him, hey, I got a Ford. Can you fix it? Hey, I bought this here. What do you mean you can't fix it?
It's not under warranty anymore.
I have to find out more about where that. I wonder. I have not looked through any of like the paperwork, the glove box, and I wonder if there's anything about the history of it because I wonder where it came from.
I would insist that they fix it for you.
Can you please do a video for Cars and Bids? We want to know the history. Huge news for Cars and Bids enthusiasts. Haggerty, the official insurance provider of Cars and Bids, has your back. Just yesterday, I was in my neighborhood and a neighbor came out and said, you'll never believe it. Some guy in a Discord group said that his neighbor drives a Fiat Multipla. It's the only one in the US. And he chimed in and said, no way, my neighbor drives a Fiat Multipla and it's the only one in the US. It turns out, not only were we talking about the same car, but this same Multipla is now insured by Haggerty yet again. So Haggerty has been keeping the backs of us one-of-one Multipla owners across the US. So whether you're bidding on a pristine 90s JDM Legend, a high horsepower resto mod, or a quirky modern classic, Haggerty has your back. They had mine, they've got the new owner's back, and they've got everyone else's back around here too. And here's the thing, standard insurance often treats these kind of vehicles like any other depreciating asset. That's where Haggerty is really clutch. Their guaranteed value coverage locks in the car's worth up front, so if there's ever a total loss, and with a Fiat Multipla that doesn't take a whole lot, you can get the full amount. No depreciation, no guessing games, no nonsense. Builders, listen up. Their vehicle under construction coverage increases your car's value by 10% each quarter as you work, and Cherish Salvage lets you keep the car after a payout. So Filippo's F-250 is gaining 10% in value each quarter as it sits around allegedly getting worked on. Plus, the Haggerty's Drivers Club gives you specialized roadside assistance with flatbed towing, soft straps, and all the perks you want. Another great item for Filippo. From a vintage 911 to a 2000s icon, give your next winning bid the protection it deserves. Visit Haggerty.com for a quote today. Haggerty, never stop driving.
I want to talk about my 993.
Yeah.
I have this reddish 993.
Arena.
Yeah. Arena red there. You want to pull it up? It's on my
Yours?
Instagram somewhere.
No, I'm good.
Okay. And I got an Arena red 993 twin turbo. And it's there's a few there. That
that's
color.
Arena.
Yeah, might as well. Mine's it's a coupe. And I've been driving it everywhere with my children.
That's so nice.
Everywhere.
They like it?
Yeah. They're not gonna be able to fit pretty soon.
That's not true. They got time.
I think I got a year and a half.
They're still in regular
You got
car seats, not
longer
boosters.
than that.
We've gotten the 4 of us in the car. My 2
Yeah.
kids in the back, my wife in the front.
My
It's like getting a little tight.
My niece and nephew were visiting a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And my nephew's 9. He fit just fine in the back seat.
Your car, your 997 is quite a bit big.
Is it bigger in the back seat? I haven't started to say.
Yeah. The problem is specifically the legroom. But I do think I can transition into a booster. Regardless, I am driving my kids.
A new booster in a 997 fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Like it's
I'm
like a
driving my
snug,
kids
perfect fit in the bucket. It's great.
everywhere in this car.
Yeah, I love
Everywhere.
that.
Like we go to the run errands. I pick them up, take them to school. We did all sorts of stuff. Mommy was gone last weekend. We went all around in it, doing all sorts of kid stuff. And that's the thing.
I love it.
I love it too. I'm really happy to not be precious about this car. And it's been a wonderful family vehicle.
Does it diminish the specialness of it?
No.
Good.
It's fun to be able to actually use a special car for this purpose. And although I want other sports cars, 2-seat sports cars, I really think that this garage spot has to be reserved for a 4-seat car until my kids are no longer interested. Which I think that will happen.
And your kids enjoy it, they get a thrill out of it?
Yeah, they love it. They call it fast car. They're always begging me to go fast. My little one, who doesn't talk much because he's only 2, he screams, "More, Daddy, more," when I go fast.
So cool. Isn't it crazy how few cars there are when you have that breed of sports cars, 2-door sports cars with a usable back seat?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, your buying field to replace this with a similar use case is down to a handful of cars.
Especially if you want analog, safe enough, there's car seat tethers, stick. You're talking about cars late 90s to early 2000s, and then the manuals all went away, and I don't have much interest in that. I know you're an automatic guy.
Every Mustang, every Camaro.
But I want...
Every Challenger.
I do think that 612 is a very likely possibility. Can you pull up a 612 to replace this car with?
They're better if you don't look at them.
It's grown on me a little bit, the 612 has.
Can you pull up a different Ferrari and we'll just talk about the 612?
Yeah, here. I'll give you another option.
A 550 is a beautiful car. Yeah, 599, that works.
Oh, God. Yeah, 599 is beautiful.
That's cool.
2 seats, though, which goes to your point. Hey, I'm not getting the 612 because it's beautiful. It's just the only damn car that actually fits my purpose. There's an FF.
Here's a different
Ford Focus.
Ford Focus. FFs are cool, but they have this transmission issue that...
And auto only. And
I don't do autos. I'm not getting a pure stock. It was $700,000. Thanks, so too. Anyway, loving the 993 Turbo. Truly driving it a ton with the kids. I've decided I'm just going to let this car be used by children, and so as a result, they handprint it. Yeah. My older son is always pulling on the seatbelt retractor. Look, Daddy, look at this. They were trying to peel off the sticker on the windshield, on the side window that says Porsche Drive Block System, and I love that sticker because it's the incredibly idiotic immobilizer, and it just feels right to have that in there as a reminder of how poorly engineered that was. Every time you get in the car, it's don't touch that. But other than that, I have they plug it into the CTEC.
That's what's hard. I love getting my kids excited about cars. I want them to be passionate about it, but when you get to a car the price point of yours and where the next buyer is so detail oriented, that's a tough car to be
I've just decided I know I'm going to lose because of how I'm using it. The kids will kick the seat in front. I cut the leather to get the car seat tether. I'm going to lose 20 grand, probably. But if I get 2-3 years out of driving my kids around in it, to me, that's my situation, that's and I'm sure everybody has a number like that. It's worth doing for a certain car is worth doing a certain thing. And I got no problem with it. And also that weeds out a lot of people. The fact that I cut the leather means that I don't have to talk to some of these people who might be buying a 993. You know what I'm saying?
Also, you bought well.
Yeah, I bought it all right. Okay, we need to move on to the market report, which is brought to you by Ryan Lopez. Folks, I want to tell you something about Ryan Lopez. A couple weeks ago, Ryan Lopez, he did in some of our content, I don't know. His air conditioning was broken, and it's fixed now. But this past weekend, he got me some wheels for my G-Wagon. Are you aware of this?
Yes.
I'm switching out my wheels. And
the proper ones.
Here, move a little bit so people can see the wheels currently.
The current wheels, I hate the current wheels. I like.
But that's not the wheels that came on the car, right? So this will be your third set of OE wheels.
Because the first set of OE wheels was the Grand Edition wheels, which weren't OE to the car, and I didn't like. Instantly got rid of those for these. These have been on the car for 7 years. Now we're switching to the OE wheel on the car. Oh wow!
I don't remember what the G550.
Those are not the G55 wheels are my favorite.
Those are nice looking, but I don't think it wasn't
those
these.
Right.
I don't think they fit on the 500. Anyway, the point is Ryan Lopez. He went and got me the wheels. This is almost a talk car segment. And imagine the following transaction: a fellow who comes into the office an hour late because his air conditioning broke in February, trying to purchase wheels from a fellow on Facebook Marketplace who is it sounded like pretty incompetent. So you have it's like these two forces trying to make this thing happen. You know what I mean? And needless to say, the simple act of purchasing these wheels, they visited several different shops and it took many hours.
But
We got the wheels. They're here.
when are they going?
Why so many shops? Are you checking for Benz and such?
No, because it's
To get the tires
it's a
dismounted?
crazy Facebook Marketplace guy and Ryan Lopez. What do you think's going to happen? That's not going to be a smooth
But
transaction.
why would you go to a shop?
Because Ryan insisted. Ryan can't fit him in his car with the tires on. So that's problem number one. He can, but he has golf clubs in there and like a surfboard and all this crap. Okay, so he got the tires.
He has the Tesla roof rails.
Right, put your golf clubs on the roof rails. Didn't do it. So he then he goes, all right. He goes, you'll take the tires off, right? He shows up, and now Ryan Lopez is out of the blame. Guess what? Facebook Marketplace seller. Hey, yeah, I'll take the tires off. You show up. Guess what's still on the wheels?
Oh boy.
And then the guy tells Ryan Lopez, he's like, I'm going to call a mobile tire guy. He's going to come and take him off the wheels. And Ryan's like, what? It's like a Saturday in Irvine. The guy's not going to show up for 4 hours, you know? Anyway, they went to 6 different shops, and eventually Ryan got the wheels. But it went badly. Let's move on. So that's the market. That's who's bringing us the market.
I forgot where we were going with that.
Can we start out with the one that is most interesting?
The Z32. Oh, yeah. Folks, I don't know if you saw it. We sold the 800-mile 2004 WRX STI for $107,000.
Which is a record as far as we can tell.
Record price for an 04 STI. Record price for a Blob-Eye.
I think for
Probably any 02 to 08.
whatever this generation's called.
Tough to see it go because it's going to Europe.
It is going to Croatia.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's a little sad because
It is sad. I do agree with that.
special
I'm really excited for the buyer, and I'm excited that somebody found it internationally. It is. They're going to be putting in a bunch of extra money to get it to Croatia,
Yep.
import it, title it, whatever. Like that's real effort for an incredibly special car. They must be truly an enthusiast and truly.
I mean,
excited about
their search was global.
Yeah.
Their search for a car this nice was global. I did see, we posted it on Instagram, and people were like, this is ruining the value of these cars. These cars are going up and everything's. It's like, no, look, you can still get a pretty rough STI for like 6. Like, this one sold for 107 because it has 800 miles. Trust me, this has no bearing on the 04 STI market. I promise you.
I mean, here's one literally last month, which is an 06 STI with mods, sure, but
$8,600. Yes.
Yeah.
They are still very available to you. The museum car deserves a museum result and goes to somebody who appreciates it to go to a museum. That's this car.
It's an exciting option, though.
It's still sitting here waiting to get picked up. And I was very lucky that I was able to drive it. It was a car that I lusted after when I was a kid.
It's so
Super cool to see one just like so clean and so perfectly preserved and so wonderful.
It's an incredible car. 111,000 views, something like that obviously got a ton of attention.
Yeah.
Then the next week, that will be ended by the time people are watching this.
Yep.
We have a 6,900 mile 300 ZX Z32 twin turbo.
Also an amazing car. God,
Wild.
What an
some
incredible
good cars.
thing. I drove this car and I did not have high expectations because everybody talks up the Mark IV and I was stunned when I drove it how nice it was. Have you driven it?
No, I moved around the office because that needs to happen sometimes. But
It is so good to drive. It kind of reframed in my mind the Mark IV for me.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've always wanted a Mark IV,
Yeah,
and I still
super,
do.
yeah.
And I think a lot of that is because of how it looks and how cool it is, and like the market perception and the general perception.
Yeah.
But I think from a pure driving perspective, this might be better.
I believe that.
I loved how this car drove.
You had an R32 GTR,
Yeah.
which was not offered here. New, I think people have lusted over it as the Skyline GTR. Was this better?
There are pros and cons to each. This is a purpose-built sports car, and I think something that a lot of enthusiasts don't realize about the Skyline GTRs is that they were not purpose-built sports cars. They were commuter cars in Japan that then they made a coupe, and then they made a high-performance coupe. This car certainly drives better than an R32 in some ways. The steering's tighter. It's clearly faster. However, the R32 is a lighter car. They added a lot of technology into this car that kind of adds to the. It made it like the king, and that's why they brought it here. This was the king of Nissan's lineup. It wasn't the R32, but the result was it was a little heavier and feels a little heavier. But it is so much fun to drive.
That's a beautiful car.
Yeah, it still looks good.
Yep.
After all these years, it still looks good.
It's like the Blob-Eye too, though, where you're so used to seeing beat up ones.
Yeah.
That it's striking how not beat up it is to see one.
By the time this podcast goes live, the auction will have already closed. It's sitting at $85,000, which again, I'm sure when we post this video, oh my God, you're ruining the values. Let me tell you, Z32s are cheap. again, this car deserves to sell for a lot of money to someone who's really going to appreciate it.
The control layout is so
Crazy.
cool in these cars.
Have you been in it to pressed it, like the climate control?
Wild. It's
Yeah.
all around the steering wheel.
There's all these, it's like cockpit.
Yeah.
They were all thinking of cockpits. And so like, those are the climate controls. All of the climate controls are there and the
it looks like a walkie-talkie.
windshield wipers. Yeah, it does.
wild.
And those are all fixed. The passenger has no access to this stuff.
Honestly, it's kind of rude of the passenger to. It's up to the driver.
I love this car. I really, really liked it. Much more than I expected to.
Looks good in black too.
Yeah.
I don't say that about a lot of
many
cars. But that
We have a
looks
bunch of other low mile cars, by the way. There's a JDM 80 series Land Cruiser that has really low miles. There's a TL that has really
We
low
have an
miles.
05
A lot
TL
of
coming
cool
up
stuff
with 12,000 miles. We'll get to that in a later podcast.
by the
I
time
just drove it today.
By the time you watch this, there'll be a Pathfinder, a first-gen Pathfinder live.
With 800
with
miles.
800 miles.
Drove that.
It's a low
Super
mile a couple months here at the office. It's
Yeah, it is.
crazy.
Anyway, those are some good market
I
reports.
want to talk about Rezvani's.
We got to talk about Rezvani's.
I'm going to just stop everybody. All right. Yesterday, when we're filming this, we sold a Rezvani tank. That's a thing. For
Yeah.
$175,000.
Yeah.
Which feels like a lot of money for a Wrangler.
Filippo, it's the military edition.
Yeah, this one can release tear gas, among other things.
Run flat
It's
tires,
legit.
bulletproof glass, explosive protection, EMP protection, thermal night vision system.
That's kinda cool.
Wow. Blinding lights, shocking doors.
It's obviously
that's so
ridiculous.
Okay, no, that's so cool.
It's obviously ridiculous, but I would
do love
also
that.
argue that yes, it is a Jeep Wrangler underneath and
No,
in the
that's
interior.
so cool.
But I would also argue that, like, for this price point, you're looking at G-Wagons. Go to the rear image of this car. Like, this thing, you get up behind that, you're thinking, what the hell
Yeah.
is this thing?
I know, this is insane. Also, the doors shock you.
The doors apparently
If
can
you're
shock
an
you.
actual celebrity or noteworthy person, like some of those features are actually
Well, yeah, although
pretty valuable.
you probably wouldn't want to be driving around in a car that everybody's looking at. Nonetheless,
I want
it's
to bring it up
pretty
because we sold a couple of Rezvani, some other tanks, a Hercules 6x6, and now we
You seen
currently
this?
have live
Yeah.
a Beast Alpha.
I thought these were newer, but the 2018.
It's based on the Lotus Elise,
It's cool.
right? But it has a Honda. It's a Lotus Elise VIN, but it has a Honda four-cylinder.
Yep.
And it's got these bizarre doors. Go back to the image of the doors. It's like they
Crazy.
roll out like a minivan door.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. It also looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it must be bizarre, and it's a one of four or something.
Yeah, it's like a prototype car that somehow is titled.
If Honda came out with an S2000 that looked like this tomorrow, people would lose their minds.
And it looks like something that Honda would come out with.
It does
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like the doors are so insane.
Instead, we got the Prelude.
You were talking about with the Caterpillar story, how hard it is to come up with a unique body style and all that. But like these guys are doing it.
They do it because they can just base it off an existing car. I bet you Ford wouldn't actually let Caterpillar like rebadge a truck, you know?
Perhaps.
They made 3 of these. It has a 500 horsepower Honda Performance.
That's pretty cool.
They're going nuts.
The Sidewinder door. Like, also, somehow this was crashed. It has a salvage title or a rebuild
Well,
salvage
I
title.
assume it was a crashed Lotus Elise that Rezvani then got and like decided to mess
interesting.
with.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a very good point.
But like
it's such a
that was the only way this project was ever going to start, if we're being honest. So-
it does look so great. Also, how does this make any sense with
I know.
this? Like, how is it the same?
the
small
Rezvani
manufacturer?
model line were none of us really understand.
They've got one based on the 911. I mean, they have like they're just extreme cars. It doesn't.
What is that? Is that an
Looks like
Urus? Is that an Urus?
Yeah, I think so. I
Up
think
to
that's
1,000
another.
horsepower for Turbo V8. Yeah.
This was a Dodge Ram, right?
I can't remember.
Or an Escalade?
But they all look like AI cars, except for I've seen all of these in person.
All of them except
They're
that one.
Constantly
The
around. No, I've seen that one in person as well.
You've seen that one?
Yes.
They do look like AI
Manual
cars.
PDK.
I didn't realize the Beast Silver Sale, dude, $585. Oh my God. Okay, folks, buy it on Cars and Bids. I don't know what the reserve is, but I guarantee it ain't $585. This is a bargain.
I actually think that one's no reserve.
All right, I want to talk about one other market report situation, which is the Black Series. We sold last week a crazy C63 Black Series. This car sold for $68,000. Black Series, I mean, there's 500 of these in the world or some crazy number. Very cheap. 132,000 miles.
Love that.
Yeah.
Someone was like, I'm just going to daily my Black Series. 800 for the globe of these cars.
Wow. I didn't realize they were that
Wild
rare.
miles.
Yeah.
It's a good looking car.
Good looking car. It's also a low wing, which is less desirable. So you have high mileage, low wing. I honestly think the number was still pretty strong considering the mileage. These are very rare cars.
A regular C63 with 130,000 miles is a $12,000 car.
Yeah, but a Black Series with no miles is probably a 200
Right.
car. So
wild.
We had no idea what number to put on it.
No,
wasn't
it was no reserve. Yeah.
It had to be because there was no comp in the whole world.
What's surprising is despite that mileage, it looks to be a pretty nice car.
Plus, it's
not beat up.
All these years later, it still looks cool. Don't you think?
does.
That rear,
Yep.
the rear flare out, and the C63 Black Series was the least cool of them.
Yeah.
But it's still cool as hell.
Yeah, it was pretty subtle as far as Black Series go, but it looks good.
Yeah. I'm so into that car.
Yep.
And I'm glad it sold. And I'm glad it sold. And I'm glad it sold what I consider to be pretty well considering the miles, honestly. Well photographed, well presented car from a good dealer.
Shout out to Nexus Autobrokers. Wait,
Okay.
I want to talk about one more.
What?
All right. We have a bunch of celebrity cars live.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
Nick,
yes,
you got to
yes,
get into this.
please.
Nick did this.
I lost my mind. I'm not really a sports person. I know who Reggie is, sort of.
Reggie
Jackson, we're
Jackson.
talking about.
I had to double check what sport he was famous from, but I knew he was a sports player.
It says owned by Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's how hard I had to check. Just reading the subtitle. But
It's a lot for
okay,
you.
so
I
Range
do
Rover
understand.
Sports have never really been like a sought after car that someone would seek to preserve. However, the backstory, so you have a great backstory from him, and he specifically sought this car out, took time and energy.
There is a quote
to find one. Yes.
in the listing from Reggie Jackson.
This lady has been put to bed every night with milk and cookies. This is a direct quote from the seller, and I love that you included that. And it's only got 10,000 miles now. He bought it with 3,000 miles. I mean, to say it is the most pristine Range Rover Sport is just such a massive understatement.
Does the market care about that? We'll find out.
It's already at 15,000, which is good for a Range Rover
Is it a
Sport.
blue interior? I was looking at the pictures and I am astonished. It's black. I am astonished by how nice it looks. The back seats are back seats are often pretty nice in cars. This car's never been used by anybody. And Reggie, it goes in his statement, he goes into how much he likes low mileage cars.
Yeah.
Clearly he bought it and wanted to keep it like
Well, you can see the background of some of the other photos. You can see other cars that are not necessarily collector cars traditionally.
I disagree.
But you can tell are
they're also
kept
really
to that
low
standard.
mileage cars. Yeah.
And you're
like this 4Runner. There's a 4Runner back there that I bet's got the same. Anybody, if you buy this Range Rover, ask Reggie about his 4Runner. You might be able to get a twofer.
Well, and it's you. So you Google Reggie Jackson's car collections. You see like Meekum results, but real cars.
Yes.
But he's one of us. He's also he's like the kind of guy that would own an SLR and a P38 or a G-Wagon cab and a Countach. He has a crappy car and a good car.
Never forget
They cancel each other out.
that after Gas Monkey Garage put that F40 back together, they sold it to Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
And he had it for a little while, and then he sold it to a Ponzi schemer, and then I tried to buy it, and unfortunately the seller was a Ponzi schemer.
It's gonna be tough. I want to talk about one other celebrity car.
I can't wait to see how that ends. So I'm so into that.
How do you put a number on a? It's not even a full size Range Rover. So how do you put a number on a super low mile Range Rover Sport? That was a Reggie Jackson. Oh, it's bizarre.
In period, I thought the sports were really cool, and I kind of wanted one.
They were cool.
Now I want nothing to do with it.
But Reggie didn't buy it because it's a sport or a full. He bought it because it was a low mile car. So it was just what was available. Oh, this looks pretty cherry.
Add it to your list of low mile survivor cars you've got for sale. But that thing is just, I love every word of that option.
so good.
Shout out to Aerosmith drummer Joey Kramer, who was selling an LC500 and an RS3 with us.
Aerosmith drummer Joey Kramer is selling these cars with us. This LC is legit. It's a 24, so this is the one you want. It's the updated infotainment. It's owned by Aerosmith. Look at those drumsticks in the listing. He's signed them, folks.
Killer. He's off cars.
He was
liquidated.
Or maybe he's consolidating up. We don't know.
This guy is a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Nick, you ever a Hall of Fame member?
Yeah, from Cleveland-ish.
You want to hear an interesting story about Hall of Fames? Type in to
by the way,
search bar.
These match the color.
Oh yeah, that's even cooler.
But not the LCs.
No, but they match the RS3 colors.
Type into your search bar Nevada Hall of Fame license plate. I'm about to change your entire life today, Filippo.
All right, I will participate.
Nevada Hall of Fame. Sean, you have to edit out Filippo's slowness. Okay, it's fine.
Hall of Fame.
The joke went over the head.
All right, go to images. Nevada has a license plate that says on the side of it, Hall of Fame. And you're
I
thinking,
think I sold one of those for you.
You're thinking, what does this mean? Here's the answer. If you are a member of a Hall of Fame, I swear to God, this is true.
Any Hall of Fame?
Any Hall of Fame, as long as you can prove it. When you register your car, you can get the Hall of Fame license license plate. I swear to God.
How many are out?
You got to assume 3. It's ridiculous on its face.
Well, what happens if they get 1,000?
They go to letters.
Not only do you have to be in the Hall of Fame, but then you have to want to display it on your plate.
And it's generic. It's not like it says Baseball Hall of Fame.
Right.
You're just a Hall of Famer of something.
Can we start our own Hall of Fame? Then people from Nevada can reach out.
We should look up the rules.
Yeah.
We should look up the license plate rules and see what actually is required.
Technically, Filippo and I are number 2 and number 3 on the most followed people on Cars and
That's
Bits.
a Hall of Fame.
It's the Hall of Fame.
Show
we could
up.
Get this.
This is an actual thing. Obviously, no other state has it, although Massachusetts has a license plate for Olympians. And so does Rhode Island. Okay,
We're going to say, I am annoyed that Nick is above
Oh, sorry,
me here.
we're 3 and 4.
It's not even close
I got the
anymore.
bronze.
I know.
Nick, you might beat out Hoovy here.
I'm catching up.
We don't want him to. Folks, go follow
me,
Hoovy.
please.
Go follow Hoovy.
No.
Hoovy's real. Nick is.
Follow me, please.
Nick's an automatic guy.
I'm selling real cars on the site.
We can't have
Fiat
automatic
multiple.
transmission Nick be second. Yeah,
I agree.
Hoovy has sold real cars. Click on his profile.
Hoovy
Yes,
sold
Hoovy
the
sells a
best.
lot. By the way, he posted a video today in which he wants to sell a couple cars. I think we should have a word with him.
Okay. All right. What's he trying to sell?
The Maybach 62.
Oh, you want to have a word?
I want to. He's already floated it to me, and I'm just never in a position at the moment he floats. But
Hoovy sold a ton of stuff. Where you been on these cars? Okay.
I bid on a couple of them.
We got to move on to questions. Questions, of course, are brought to you by Nick's collection of automatic transmission cars. Nick, he only likes automatics. Okay.
Patented.
First question from Century Bug. Oh, by the way, you can ask us questions. Carsandbiz.com, click on community. There will be a post in there that says questions. Do it because this week's questions were not good. It goes up and down.
That's so sad.
There's great ones and there's bad ones. There's great ones and there's bad
There
ones.
were like 400 of them.
We need good questions, folks. We thrive on them. From Century Bug, this is one for you. Hey, Doug, in 2018, you awarded the Hummer H2 the dubious honor of being the most embarrassing vehicle you can drive. Has the title changed hands since then?
Yes.
To what?
Cybertruck.
That's what came to mind.
I mean, it is such an emblematic. It is the H2 in every way. It's like ostentatious, in your face, hard to miss, bought by a particular buyer segment.
And I would argue the H2 is getting a little connoisseur-y.
I'm into the H2 so
Click
much.
on, go to H2. Like when I see one now, the ones that did not get exported to Russia, did not get horribly modified.
Yeah, the
did
super
not go to
clean
Middle
OE
East,
ones.
Like the ones that are left.
Yeah.
Which
And
none of these are.
The SUT, no, this one's pretty nice.
It's pretty nice. It's got some wheels, but it's pretty nice. Do you see them and you're like, it's
They're pretty
not
cool.
as embarrassing
And they're
as
not
it
as
used to
big and gaudy as they used to
They-
because
they're
all other
not.
cars have gotten so big.
They don't look that big anymore. You see an H2, like, is that an H3? We don't know.
be. Right.
It's definitely not the H2 anymore.
It's probably the Cybertruck. I agree with you. I can't think of anything more embarrassing than the Cybertruck. Can you?
There are, and I think about this a lot when I see them on the road, but the Cybertruck's the lowest hanging fruit, I think, of all these cars.
QX50.
No.
QX50.
It's too nondescript to be that.
Yeah, but
It's too nondescript. Because otherwise, my answer would be the BZ4X. Or
oh
Santero.
yeah, BZ4X.
'Cause it's like, why did you make that decision?
BZ4X.
Have you Googled?
The mainstream doesn't get these though. Like these are just for us.
Did you do any research?
Yeah, I think the Cybertruck did.
Have you Googled? That is what I want to ask people who have BZ4Xs. What happened? Was the lease deal? Your lease was ending, and it was in your RAV4, and the deal was so good.
You gotta hope.
Okay, it's either BZ4X or a Cybertruck. Oh, by the way, when we post this, people are going to freak in the comments. The Cybertruck's not embarrassing. What are you talking? You're a bunch of liberals. Yeah.
It's tough to look at.
I'm trying to think of other things that are.
Yeah, and it's also because like the person driving loves it. Yeah, this is cool, right, guys? Right? That's how like all Cybertruck owners like are mentally, and it's like no.
I think they're past like of the stages of grief. They're more into like the bargaining stage where they're like, okay, well, it's functional. It has all these advantages. Like they're justifying it rather than trying to go on face value if it looks cool.
I think they still think it looks cool, and I think that it only looks cool to other Cybertruck owners or prospective Cybertruck owners, and the rest of us are all like.
And I think they're all regretting losing 50 grand.
I'll tell you this, Reggie Jackson, he ain't driving no Cybertruck.
It's so cool. New hero.
Next question from MVSJ. Doug, this week Harry took a Cullinan off-road to do donuts around his farm.
Did he?
When do you think you'll hit this level of DGAF with car reviews? every time I think I don't care the most, like we do one of these podcasts and I say stuff that I absolutely shouldn't have said, Harry does donuts and a Cullinan or buys a Levante.
Donuts and a Cullinan doesn't sound that extreme. Like,
No,
it's
but
fine.
he just doesn't.
We can go do that.
Can
wanna go?
we?
Sure.
I'm busy. I got stuff going on.
Right.
Harry doesn't. He gets a Cullinan. He does donuts in soft mud.
Well, if we had soft mud, we'd do
We
it too.
don't have soft mud. We don't have the time. We're doing other stuff that we do
donuts
care
and
about.
muff.
Like
We've got soft
Harry
mud.
is a winner.
Where? But we could find a guy. I mean, you just need water and dirt.
But it never rains and it's not dirty.
It rained a ton last
You
month.
just need water and dirt.
The point is,
Sean's got a guy. Producer Sean with the bad color G. We haven't brought him up yet. He had a dirt guy, remember, when we did the adventure series?
do remember.
And he's like, I got a guy that has like a sand area.
yeah,
And he did.
True.
But but think about what you're saying.
Yeah.
In order to do that, we have to drive out to the sand area, get the dirt guy, get a water down sand guy. Harry just
Right,
takes
it's
a
not
Cullinan
happening.
and does donuts.
Was
You know
this
what I'm saying?
a viewer car?
I
or his?
haven't seen this episode yet, but I will.
The related note, but that Bentayga at the Fat Ice Race that someone did an
Okay.
overland build on, so cool. I'm so here for it.
right.
No, they're never going to build a Lemu or
Can you pull that up?
Dominator.
It's a wild
It
build.
is. It looks
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable build.
And it looks so good. Like there is no reason.
That was not a good typing.
It looks,
There it is, yeah.
It looks so good.
That should be an OE car.
It wasn't done. Yeah, it
tomorrow.
totally should be an OE car. If they did this, it would be like G-Wagons. Like,
Yeah.
why don't you do this, Bentley?
Yeah, 4x4 squared for Bentley, basically.
It's so cool. Those wheels are so cool.
That roof rack,
You know,
everything.
everybody's always like, if I was rich, I would daily drive an F40. If I was,
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
make a Bentley. I can't afford to do that, unfortunately. I would love to.
Can you not? I mean, what's a Bentayga? 50 grand, 60 grand?
Yeah, but this is all custom stuff.
Yeah, this is a new one.
There is no. This is a new one, yeah. But there is no suspension parts and
You
those-
have, you
what are
have to
those
imagine, though,
wheels?
all the Cayenne Overland parts have some cross compatibility.
Maybe you're right. There's the bumper is custom fab though. Like this was work. This was work.
Bentaygas are 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I still want one so bad.
Consider it
so.
60. Can I also say,
That one's in Louisiana.
I also am a fan of the Rivian Rad.
Always cars in Louisiana are always cheaper.
Oh, yeah, the
Very-
rad stuff's pretty cool.
Like, it looks cool.
Speaking of, the next question comes from Cars for Africa. I want to address this question, even though it's not doesn't include you guys, and I apologize. Cars for Africa, Doug, you sang the praises of the R1T in one of your longest reviews of any car. You gave it close to one of the highest Doug scores. Then you said the same thing about the R1S. You have an EV charger at home. It has 3 rows for your family. It's a capable off-road SUV. It looks great. Why do you not have one? Because we have 2 cars for family purposes. One,
Great.
I get this question all the time, which is why I'm answering this. Yeah, you count the 993,
I
you
do.
count that. We had a few cars, but the main cars, we have 2 cars. And my big Sequoia, I use to drive across the country. And you can't drive across the country in an electric car. Now, there's a lot of people, I drove across the country in an electric car. It takes too long for me. I like to do 1,600-mile days, and you ain't doing that in no electric car, I'll tell you that. So that's why I have not bought an electric car to replace that car. And the other car is smaller, and we don't want a full-size SUV for that, like around this city.
I will say, and EV is such an obvious fit for that other car.
It is.
But Mercedes doesn't offer an EV
When
class
there's an
wagon.
EV Mercedes-Benz
that's a
station
mistake.
wagon, we'll make that move.
No, because they won't have 3 rows. You're stuck with your 213 forever. I'm not even joking.
I got to get Phil to do the alignment. All right. Here's a question from, there are a couple of good ones, I admit now. Okay, big skier guy. Filippo, how's your 997.2 Targa 4S after a few months?
So good. It's just such a competent car. It was fun to have kids in the back seat and like show them a sports car. They're used to a 2014 Corolla and a Subaru Outback.
Jeez.
So like it was, I think, very fun for them to be in something a little sportier. But also like I've been daily driving it. I drove to LA 2 days ago, driving around in traffic here around San Diego. Use it every day. It's so good. It's so competent. It's just able to do all the things really well, and it's fun and it sounds great. And I really like it.
I came up on one today on the road.
I know. I
A
can't believe that.
997.2 black Targa 4S.
And it wasn't me.
And I was merging onto the freeway, and it was up there. I was like, that's Filippo. I got to catch up to him. And it was an old guy.
Yep, that's every other owner of 997.2. But I legitimately love my car very much.
Any regrets?
None.
What
Really?
about anything you don't like about the car?
No.
The wheel color, the wheels.
The wheels are a little bit, were
Gotta paint the
refinished
wheels.
at some point and are a little bit dark.
They look like permanently brake dusted.
They do look a little permanently brake dusted.
You got to paint the wheels.
At some point, I think I will.
You know what? I'm going to give you right now. I'm going to give you some cash. Nick,
Please.
you got any money?
I honestly don't.
Nick, you know what you do?
My daughter's about to lose her tooth, and we needed tooth fairy money. And I was like, I literally have $2, and I put it in a safe so that I wouldn't spend it, so that if her tooth falls out, we're prepared.
What are you giving? I got friends, Nick, listen to this. I got
Congratulations.
friends whose tooth came out, the daughter, and they gave her $20.
What?
Do you
What?
believe
That's
that?
insane.
Do you believe that?
Inflation is real, but come on.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, is that the expectation? I got to give my kid $20?
I'm not doing $20.
What do you give?
$2
Four?
apparently.
I honestly, I think one's fine.
One-
They don't-
I
one
think
of
I
them.
got
know
like
the
a $50 when I was a kid or something like that.
I don't remember. Lira were worth nothing, so who knows?
Right. You probably got
It was
10,000.
probably 10,000 now. It would have been like
lira.
1,000 lira. 50 cents ish.
Okay, next question.
Get her a Starbucks gift card.
Next question from some bloke. Is there a market for a new Cadillac XLR based on the C8?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's an interesting question because they tried the XLR and it kind of failed. It kind of got this reputation for being like a softer boomer Corvette. Cadillac is going to F1 now, and they're in IMSA. And obviously, they're trying to create these performance credentials. The only real performance cars they have are the Blackwing cars, which you have to assume go
Yeah.
away. You wonder, don't you?
And I feel like Cadillac's image has improved a lot since the XLR, where they were like
Totally.
super old man. Like they've got some good stuff. They're edgy.
The problem is you'd have to. The E-Ray probably should have been a Cadillac.
I think that if they did one, it would have to be E-Ray.
You have to distinguish it somehow from the C8, and that's hard to do because the C8 now runs the total gamut.
I know.
But I actually think I don't think they were going to do it because I think that they're scared off and it's GM and they don't do
Also,
it.
they don't make any cars.
They don't make
The
what?
only new Cadillacs you see are Escalade IQs.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. Right.
it.
It's a weird brain to go to F1. They should have gone to F1 with Chevrolet.
Yeah. But I think it could work. The E-Ray is the obvious contender. You restyle it, you make it look Cadillac-y, you make it a little bit more leathery and screeny because that's what Cadillac is now.
But the problem
It
is
would
the
sell.
C8 is pretty nice inside.
but you would have to
it would
do
be
that.
hard to really upgrade it to the point where it would be comfortable. And one of the reasons that they were able to do it with the XLR is they ditched the regular powertrain and they put in the North Star because it was smoother. And that solved the problem that the Corvette had, which at the time was a C6,
Bad
and it was rough. The drawback, though, is you lose this powertrain. You have to at the time they had the North Star. They probably don't have a powertrain.
Yep.
I think you accept that you're not getting more power, but you have a different. I think you have like a style-based selling point because
Yeah.
everybody kind of accepted the C8 isn't the most beautiful car.
True. It's not refined. And I think it would be difficult to, I guess my point is, you would have to put in a different powertrain.
Would you?
The C8, it's loud. It's really loud.
I think you could quiet it down a little.
Maybe.
Yeah, I agree. The partial hybrid to have like quiet modes. I would make it a shooting brake because that would distinguish it visually and give a little bit more space for your golf clubs and
That
everything.
would be cool as
And then
hell.
us enthusiasts, much like the original CTSV wagon, like all the magazine journalists and such would freak out over it. Like
That would be cool as hell if they did a
Yeah.
that's and
like
there's your differentiation.
That Zagato Aston Martin shooting
Yeah.
brake thing, like it was so cool for
Plus,
an otherwise
all
weird
shooting
car.
brakes have like a level of class that the regular car doesn't have. Pull up. I'm sure there's someone's done it. C8 Corvette shooting brake.
You got it.
Pull it up. Pull it up, Filippo! You know, I did that in one of the videos. I was like, pull it up. And someone commented, like, Doug is a tyrant. And I'm like,
Like, yes, what does
not-
that have to do with anything?
I don't mean any of this. I
It
don't
might
care.
be AI, but it's
It
so
is
cool.
AI,
It's
but you get the
Yeah.
idea. Let's do that.
Unfortunately, it would not be like Blackwingy, and that we love the Blackwing because their manuals offered, like they're cool.
Go back.
Nah.
Look on that. Look on that one.
What a
It's
tyrant.
it would not be that. There's no world where you have a manual.
He's the tyrant.
You want this?
No, you can't do a manual. You're right. So it would lose what some of the benefit what the Blackwing has. However, that's cool as hell. We already ideated on this podcast. We created the Lincoln Bronco, the new Xterra, and now we are creating this. Do a shooting brake C8 and make it a Cadillac to lean into Formula One.
And make it pretty.
If Cadillac wins Formula One, they'll make a C8 shooting brake
It
Cadillac.
would be a great safety car for F1.
Oh, it would be.
Imagine that leading out like.
So would
The
be.
XLR.
I would renew
Looks
my
good.
F1 TV subscription if they did that.
I'm going to do two more very, 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 very quick ones.
It's
From ARC Latex V12.
Oh.
On the previous episode, a lot was said about the California becoming more appreciated for the merits. However, is there not a very similar car that matches or beats it in almost every category? The R172 SLK 55. Then he goes on a long ode to the SLK 55. I am one of the few people.
I bet I know what he drives.
I am one of the few people who love. Have you ever been in one of these cars?
No, I'd
You
like
know,
to.
it's a Miata-sized car with,
with a V8.
massive V8.
Yeah.
It is a raucous
And they
car.
are so cheap.
They are so cheap. They are so cool. It is way louder than it should be. It is way faster than it should be. They
And it
never
looks
should have
great.
done this.
Yeah.
And in fact, they later switched away from a V8 and went back to a turbo 6-cylinder. It's so cool.
355 horsepower in the car the size of a Miata. It's wild.
Miata size.
The issue is that it's in no way similar to a Ferrari California in any way, shape, or form.
It is an NAV8. Have you considered?
That's so simple.
And it's got the girl vibe to it. Like,
Yeah.
this is the hairdresser car
It's like
for
the
Mercedes.
lesser car, but
Yeah.
in actuality, if you know when I see him on the street, I saw one just the other day,
Yeah.
and every time I have like super respect for it. You ever think about getting one of these?
No, I don't buy automatics.
You ever driven one? You don't buy automatics. A pickup truck in my other
I
Mercedes.
inherited one, and the station wagon is only available as such.
It's only available as such. Well, this is also only available as such.
No.
I bet we could swap it.
I do think
you-
it's really
you
cool.
haven't
It's a 55. It should be swappable. Crossfire would
I'm gonna
probably
tell you
bolt
something.
up
Years
great.
ago, the day I met Sam, I was in Charleston, and I Turo'd one of these.
Oh, wow.
And the dude, it was South Carolina, so there's no rules. And so the dude had it straight piped. And you should have
Turo.
heard on Turo.
Oh, gosh.
You should have heard. And I'm in downtown Charleston is the most like quiet, genteel place imaginable. Like more than anywhere. Like the Buckingham Palace is like a rowdy bar compared to downtown Charleston. And I'm driving around and it looks like it wouldn't be loud, but it's a V8. It's a straight pipe. So absurd. And I loved every minute of it.
That's awesome.
And I've never forgotten that experience.
Didn't you review one recently?
I want you to have one. Yeah, I did review one not that long ago. We sold on the site. Yeah,
So I gotta find it.
I want you to have one, Filippo.
I think it's an incredibly cool car. I'm not interested.
I'm interested for you. Okay, last question. Some guy's long random username. Is there ever going to be? It was like one of those things where they hit the keyboard. Is there ever going to be movement in the GT4 market?
No.
Seems like any year and any spec is the same price as 2 to 3 years ago. You know why, folks? Because it's the nucleus sports car.
Well, and also there's no. By the way, there is movement in the Dino 308 before market. The reason is that they're not making more. The 718, the Cayman is dead. The next one maybe will exist in this form, but won't be as pure. Certainly, and there may not be a non-EV one, and so they retain value.
They retain value. They're
And
so
boy, do
good.
they
Very
retain
few
value.
are made. They're incredible to drive. They're perfect cars. They're so nice.
I'm not a Porsche guy, so let me just ask you guys a clarifying question. Is there movement in the 4S market? Because I sense that is not as hot as they expected.
the what?
GT4
4RS.
Yes, those have cooled massively.
The 4RSs and the Spider RSs have cooled. People don't want tip. They just don't want tip. Plus, they built a lot of these and they were very expensive. You know, Porsche saw what happened with GT4s with the other cars, and they decided instead of people making money reselling them, Porsche will go make the money, and they did. But the result of that has been that they have depreciated.
And they're PDK. And there will be other cool PDK cars. There aren't that many great neutral manual cars.
But it's not a tip, it's a PDK.
People say that to me, and it's like, I don't have time for you. Okay, that was our podcast. It was the finest podcast we've ever done in our entire lives. Nick, stand up again. Show us what you got
Take
here.
a bow here.
Absolutely.
By the way, the Fast and the Furious exhibit at the Peterson opens March 14th if you want to go check
They
it
will
out.
have the Supra.
They may have the shorts. We don't know.
The Fast and the Furious exhibit at Peterson opens March 14, but Nick is ready today.
Oh, yeah.
Like most southern states, he's open for business.
Go bid on Reggie Jackson's.
Hoovie's also
Sport.
selling an SVT Lightning. The red one from the movie.
Boom!
Not actually screen used, but close enough.
Fast and the Furious
It's
again.
rad.
Here we are. Goodbye, everyone.